This is an InfoBlips LLC podcast network production.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sundays with Shai. And without further ado, here's the star of our show, Shai.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another week of Sundays with Shai. Thank you for being here. So, a little reflection. I'm still kind of in a funk, but I've been working through it. I've been trying to keep up my daily routine, and I kind of actually realized that I think my routine's not working for me because I'm not able to be consistent in sticking with it. And I think that causes my mindset to also push me back. So, I'm just trying to work through this uncomfortable stage that I'm in right now because I know that there's a lot of healing that still needs to be done, and still a lot of things are brought to the surface right now that I'm just like, oh, I really wasn't ready to continue to work through this. But that's the healing journey. It's just, you have to deal with the shit that continues to pop up. So um, just a kind of a disclaimer, if the energy seems off or it just kind of seem all over the place, I'm just kind of still in a funk, but I want to be here and I want to be present because I want to continue. Because if I don't, then it's just going to continue the cycle of procrastination and not putting in the time for myself. So here I am, staying committed to myself and to you guys. Thank you for being here as always. So this week we're going to talk about manifesting. And this is a fun subject, but it's also, there's can be a toxic mindset around it because unfortunately with millennials, we are an instant gratification cultured mindset. And with manifesting, it takes time. Manifesting takes work behind the desired outcome. And so when you're manifesting, you have to keep that in mind that it's not going to happen tomorrow, it's not going to happen next week. So there may be things that are more doable that can happen within a few minutes, or the universe likes to bless you in small ways, like I've talked about before. And I'll reference some examples there. But with manifesting, it's pretty much like setting a goal. What's a desired outcome that you're really looking for right now? And when you set that goal, you also have to put in the intentions behind that. What are you going to do to support that? The universe is an energy exchange. So what energy are you going to put forth into this manifestation so that, they can bless you with the desired outcome? So what are your intentions? What actions do you put behind this desired manifest? And that's important because I feel where the toxic mindset comes in is we just think that, oh, I want this to happen and I'm manifesting. And we're just kind of waiting for it to happen. We're not putting any work behind it. We're not visualizing the outcome. We're not visualizing how it's going to make us feel. We're not visualizing ourselves in that space. It's kind of like a birthday wish. You blow out the candles, you have the thought, and you blow out the candles. Like it's a birthday wish. And so manifesting is, okay, you have that wish, but what are you going to do to obtain it? And so to put it into reference, a couple years ago, I was searching for a new vehicle and I wanted a truck. And I wanted something simple. And I was like, okay, well, I'd like a Nissan Frontier, I think it was. Yeah, a Nissan Frontier. It was white, but I wanted it to be 4 doors so I could have space and a decent sized bed. And so behind that desired manifest, what do I have to do? I had to save the money for a down payment to be able to purchase the car. I also had to make sure that my credit was in alignment to be able to go to the bank and be like, I want a new car. And so that's what I mean by the intention and actions that you're going to put behind the manifest, because you can't just sit and wish that you want a new car. It's not going to just pop up in your driveway. That's just not how it works. And so with putting in that work, so I saved the money for a down payment, and then I went to a couple banks and they denied me, and so I was like, man, okay. So third time to charm. we tried again and we got approved for a loan and we found a truck. And the truck that I got was actually a red Ford F-150. And the funny thing about this is I've always loved Fords. My aunt and uncle had a red Ford F-150, but like the classic body style, like old school. And the inside was like the bench seat and, the steering wheel with the stick shift. And it was red interior, red and cream interior, I believe. And then the bench seat was red and it was kind of like that velvet suede material. And it just had like a distinct smell. And I just fell in love with this car. Like classic cars, they just have a special spot in my heart. And so I just fell in love with this car as a kid. And so coming into my adult years, like having a red Ford F-150, I'm like, hey, you know what? This is kind of familiar. And so I wasn't even asking for this. Like I was asking for a Nissan Frontier. And so when the Ford, dropped in my lap, I was like, yeah, this is the one. And so it's just kind of funny the way that the universe works. So you yes, I had the desired outcome of getting a Nissan, and in the end, I didn't get that. I got something completely better. I got something I wasn't even expecting. I got something that I feel, I don't know, it just gives me a comfortable feeling, a proud feeling. It gives me a sense of home. It just has a really right feeling, and I feel safe in it. And not that the Nissan Frontier is a bad option, but looking at it and, the specifications and the things that we're using a truck for, it wouldn't have fit my lifestyle. So it's just those are the type of things that I had to go through and I had to think about while manifesting this new truck. And so it definitely didn't happen overnight. I think I was saving for at least 2 years because like I said, life happens, bills happen. You can't always just have the intention of saving every single penny because like I said, shit happens in life. And so you have to have those unexpected expenses come up and pay for things and, just be realistic with your manifestations and intentions is basically my bottom line with that. So that's one example of one of my manifestations that I put out into the universe and I've worked for. Another one that's actually in the works. My boyfriend and I have been saving for a house for 4 years, and we're finally like grazing the surface to be able to actually connect with the realtor and actually go look for properties. So it's super exciting. Like we've had that intention. We talked about it like in the very beginning of our relationship, and we knew that it was something that we wanted to do together and just have something of our own. And we didn't really, well, we tried to save money and stuff, but like I said, shit happens and we were irresponsible at first with our money management. And that also comes into play too. When you're manifesting like material items like that, your money management is important and the way that you're exchanging and spending your money is important. I'll get into that in a little bit. But so we've been saving for the past 4 years, and in the next couple months, we are hoping that we get to go start walking around, which is pretty cool. It's like surreal. And it's also like we're at this point where we're like uncomfortable where we're at, but we're also like we're okay, like we know that if we have to stay here for a little bit longer, like we're okay with that. But we're also at a point where we're like, all right, we're ready to get the fuck out of here. Like the space is too small. We're ready. Like, so it's just keeping that mindset and just staying patient and also being grateful that we're even able to be in this position that we are because 4 years ago we didn't, I mean, it was just a conversation. So it's pretty cool. And so that's how manifestation works. It's just what you put behind the desired outcome and the energy that you put behind it. And the mindset is important as well, because if you're in that victim mindset, like I've talked about before, it's just you're always going to feel like the world is attacking you, other people are attacking you, life is attacking you. It's just always going to feel like you're just a victim. And you can't really sit and manifest a better life for if you're constantly in a mindset that you're the victim, that you're woe is me, or life is always in the way, or life is always testing you. Like, yeah, that's what it is. Life is a test, and like I've said, it's how you handle your shit, it's how you get through it. And so when you're manifesting, keeping a positive and grateful mindset is super key. And what you speak out loud is very important. what you speak out loud about yourself and about your desired outcome is very important. And also being grateful. Like we talked about gratitude a couple episodes ago, and I talked about how I've just been in a very grateful energy and just trying to realize where I'm abundant in the areas in my life. And without that mindset, like I've said before, like you're not able to be open to more blessings. You're not able to be open to like basically the vision because you're blind to what's already in front of you. So how are you going to recognize a blessing if you don't know what's already in front of you, what you've already obtained, what the universe has already done for you? And so this is a mindset that you have to keep in mind when you're manifesting too, because if you don't know how to practice gratitude when you receive the blessing, 9 times out of 10, you're going to fuck it up. Excuse my language, but you're going to fuck it up. And I've been there. There's plenty of times where I've been blessed with great opportunities and I fucked it up because I was so immature. And I mean like immature as far as my mindset, not understanding the importance of what's in front of me, not understanding that the people in front of me and the people teaching me are trying to be there for me are and they're not trying to parent me. Like I have huge parental issues. And so if 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 there's ever a vibe where I feel like you're trying to come at me like a mother or father, and I'm just like, halt, let's stop there. I have parents already. I don't need this energy. And so I'm immediately like, there's a guard up. And so there's just still a lot of healing that has to be done. And like I just have to remember that there's just people out there looking out for you and look and want the best for you and can see that potential in you. And so those are the kind of people that you want to keep around. But anyway, so when you're manifesting, the people that you're surrounded by are important, and just recognizing the opportunities that are in front of you and the abundance that's in front of you. Because without gratitude, you there's just no room for more. You don't know how to appreciate what's in your hands. So practice gratitude, practice your intentions, practice setting small manifestations, and meaning that like you guys know I love coffee. I love snacks. I love cookies. Like, I just love little things. Like, the littlest things in life make me happy. And so it's most days where I'm just in an energy space where I'm feeling like, oh, it's a good day. The energy's high. Like, I've done my morning routine. I'm listening to a podcast. And so I'm just like, I'm in that spiritual energy already. And so I'll just have the thought like, oh, it'd be nice if someone bring us coffee, or it would be nice if someone brings us crumble. I think it was Valentine's Day. Crumble was doing the Valentine's cookies, and they were all like pink and frosted, and like they just seemed flavorful. And I was like, oh, I really wish someone would bring us crumble. Like, I just had that thought. And so I got to work and I just go about my day, not thinking anything of it. And then I think it was either close to lunch or after lunch. Here comes a rep with the pink crumble box walking on in. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how funny that you're walking in right now. I was just thinking about how it'd be so nice to get crumble. And here you are bringing in the big box, not the 4-pack, the 12-pack. So it's always an exciting day whenever, the little things in life, come to fruition. And so and even in that moment, you have to be grateful. Like, tell that person, like, hey, I was just thinking about this and you made this possible. Thank you. Like, thank you for thinking of us. Thank you for taking your time out of your day to even stop at a busy place like that, because they don't have to. They can just come in the office and talk to the doctors and be on their way, but they were kind enough to, stop and get us items and stuff. So it's that's gratitude. It's that simple. It's just being thankful, acknowledging the person, acknowledging the time, acknowledging the effort. And so that's what you have to think of when you're manifesting as well. Another part of manifesting is visualization, and also uh, feeling the feelings of when the manifestation happens. So visualization is basically seeing yourself with the desired outcome. How are you going to feel once that desired outcome happens? And basically like you're taking care of a brand new baby, and you've got to care for it. You've got to pay attention to it. You have to, raise it and grow with it, And so that's what manifesting is visualizing and basically watching the plant grow, having faith that the plant will grow, and just sit back and have faith. And with visualizing, I think you don't have to make it that hard. Like, it could literally be simple. Like, I like to put pictures on my wall to help me visualize, because I'm a visual person, but I also like to have like a visual, like tangible thing to look at so I can continue to visualize it, because sometimes you just get caught up in all of these ideas and thoughts that you want, and it can become jumbled. And so you have to really pinpoint the things that you actually align with and that aligns with your desires. So I like to print out pictures. That's a good way to visualize. Meditation, being in your safe space. Being in your safe space, I kind of like to think of it as like you're watching a TV program of your life, and you kind of just see yourself as that person in a couple years, or like whatever it is, like you just see yourself like on a TV screen. And that's kind of how I visualize my manifestations. And then the emotional side of it is basically, is this manifestation going to make you happy? Is this manifestation going to make you feel calm? Is this manifestation going to make you feel blessed? Like, it's just, what are the emotions of the desired outcome? And that's why it's important that I talked about in the last episodes, to explore your emotions and to understand them and to feel them, because this is where it comes into play. Because, like I've said, when you have a birthday wish, you think of it, you feel it, and you blow out the candle, but you're not actually understanding the feeling behind it. And so that's why it's important to explore your emotions. Is this manifestation going to make me happy? Does it align with my highest self? Does it align with my purpose? And so you really have to pinpoint those kind of emotions and focus on that. Okay. Sorry, guys. I need to take a sip. I took a nap before we recorded, and it probably wasn't the best idea, because now I'm feeling like I need to like have a little routine to wake myself up and get with the program. But it's okay, we're here. I'm sorry. One more. Sometimes I wish you guys could see John, because that's why I'm laughing half the time in the episodes. If you guys are like, why is she laughing? I'm laughing at myself for one, but then I'm laughing with John too, because he's laughing at me. Not laughing at me, he's laughing with me. I don't know. We're just laughing, okay? We're having a good time. We have a good time here. He's my audience, and you guys are my audience too. I just can't see you. It helps. So, yeah, back to it. Thank you for the little break. All right. So the next thing is speaking and acting as if you already have the manifestation. So changing your language to when instead of if. So when you're putting the intention, if it happens, you're questioning faith, you're questioning yourself, you're questioning your guides, you're questioning everything. When you tell yourself when this happens, you're putting the intention that it's already in the works. It's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen tomorrow, but I know it's going to happen, and I'm confident in that. And the confidence is important because, like I said, the if is kind of like that, you're teeter-tottering, you're unsure, you're in that, okay, I could go back to my comfortable state. Or when you say when, you can be in that uncomfortable state of, I don't know when this is going to happen. And it might just slap me in the face one day, but I know that it's going to happen. And I have faith and I'm confident in it. And so that's changing your mindset. It's a little difficult to go from if to when. And I still struggled with that in my manifestations, because sometimes when you think of the desired manifest, you're like, yeah, it would be cool if this could happen. And you're like, because you're unsure, you're not confident in it. And sometimes it seems like a good idea, but it has to also resonate with your soul and with your purpose. And so sometimes when you're manifesting, you might come to roadblocks where you're like, okay, I'm trying to make this happen and I'm just literally hitting so many roadblocks. And so that's what I mean by it might not be aligning with your purpose or aligning with your highest self because you're just continuously hitting roadblocks. Not to say that when you're in this space, you're not going to hit roadblocks, but they're just different kind of roadblocks. You're still able to maneuver around them. They're more of like construction cones and single lanes rather than like complete this lane or this road is closed. Like that's what I mean to put it into a visual reference. So and with those roadblocks you have to, maneuver them how they come, and keeping your mindsets, having faith and keeping your mindsets is important when you come to those roadblocks, because you don't want to get to a point where you come to the roadblock and you're scared to take the turn or come down to the single lane or merge into this new mindset, merge into this new lifestyle, merge into this new atmosphere. And so sorry, I just lost my train of thought because that was a good one. The visual I just had of like merge, like traffic merging and like, you're merging into this new person, to this new spirit. Like, sorry, that just that just brought a light bulb to me. I apologize for that one, you guys. So, um, so with manifestations and speaking upon them, it's great to speak upon them with yourself, write them down with yourself, but it's also nice to speak about them with others. And don't go sharing your information with everyone because they're secret snakes. Everyone talks about that. And so you really have to weed out the individuals that you're able to tell that information to, because yes, they may be happy for you, but underneath, they may be having intentions that they're going to go tell the next person all your business and they have bad intentions for you, or they just might just not have good energy to bring forth. And so you have to be careful with what information you share with people, because when you're in that space and when the manifest comes and you're blessed, if those people are leached onto you, like I don't know, you're just I don't know, you just might be. I haven't got there yet, so I'm speaking on, I think, just as a disclaimer right now. So I think that if that does happen, I feel like if that person is leashed onto you and you're blessed with that, you're gonna have this lingering like gray cloud of like maybe this shouldn't have happened to me, because the next person, well, they didn't get blessed. And it's like, just because I'm being blessed right now doesn't mean that their blessing isn't coming. You know what I mean? And so that's where I mean by you have to be careful with the information that you share, because that person may leech onto you and try to steal your joy and steal your blessing and just kind of like steal the light, and you don't want that. It's just not a good feeling. So it's important to surround yourself with like-minded people, and if you do end up speaking on your manifestation, speak with someone that's in the same path as you, that's has the same mindset, that understands what your intentions are and what your goals are and can go along with that. And those are really important people, because they actually truly understand your path and truly understand your spirit and your goal, and it's important to have those people. So speaking out loud is important, not only to yourself but to the people that you talk to, and writing it down. I love journaling and just jotting down the million ideas that I have, and also just like seeing what I can come up with. It's pretty cool. Um, so yeah, I think that's pretty much all I wanted to cover with manifesting. I'm pretty excited within the next couple months for you guys to see the new space, and I just have so many visions of what I want to do when the house comes. And I know Bitterman's going to be excited, and we've been thinking about getting another dog. But then today we also had a conversation that it might not be a good idea to get another dog because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, okay? Dogs are children that do not speak, and they may not require the financial subsidiaries and all that kind of stuff, but damn, they're a lot of work. So we thought about that today, but we know Bitterman needs a friend and keep him occupied and cuddle with throughout the day. So, but anyways, I'm excited to see what happens when the house comes, and I'm excited to share the new space with you guys, and I'm excited to be here. So thank you guys for another week, and just keep shining. We're here. Your affirmations for this week are: I am grateful, I can manifest easily, I'm committed to myself and my desires. And the last one, I am deserving. Thank you guys. This was Sundays with Shai, brought to you by InfoBlitz Podcast Network.